you Howard and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They would be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheat to pay, leave them a mile away. I'll call you Howard and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They would be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheat to pay, leave them a mile away. We let them cook, cause these people seem like fish fillets. And yeah, them people shook, because we in them days. Hold my name in that book, because I know this place. I'ma repent today, heathens repent away. I call you Howie and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They would pay 30 when my people won't pay 20K. These heathens cheap to pay, leave them a mile away. I'll call you Howie and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They would be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheap to pay, leave them a mile away. Church slide, people hide, the spirit it be calling. Evil eye with them ties, the heathen they jabroni. Be chillin' with them heathens, they be acting phony. These heathens say they know me, but they don't really know me. I got the spirit on me, and yeah, his image on me. I seek repentance to it, and I could talk you through it. Sometimes my people lose it, but we gon' get right through it. My people be aware of this music, cause they cast the spells even in acoustic. You see the heathen lose it, so how the heathen choose it? Heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They will be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheat to pay, leave them a mile away. I call you Howard and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They will be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheat to pay, leave them a mile away. And when we talk about race, I know we need improvement. Since I've been repenting, my dreams be so lucid. I don't give a damn, I don't believe in Cupid. Soul ties, break a dodge lies, that's all mine. I've been working hard for a good life. Yeah, I would give a Dash such a good wife. Cause I stand on honor, I don't think twice. I call you Howard and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They would be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheap to pay, leave them a mile away. I call you Howard and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They would be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheap to pay, leave them a mile away. I call you Howard and these heathens, they gon' be a stain. They think I'm so insane, cause I just take the pain. They would be 30 when my people won't be 20K. These heathens cheat to pay, leave them a while away.
You saved me by grace from my old ways. You broke all the chains, I was a slave. I was so low, but you never let me go. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. And giving you all my praise. I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. And giving you all my praise. Giving you all my praise. Shout your name all my days. On my right hand
Oh, really?
Lift you up, lift you up. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, yo.
I can hear you, brother.
Okay, man, cool.
Lift you up, lift you up. I like that. I like that.
Oh,
Where
let me
is
put
that?
my phone down.
I'm about to say, darn, am I there with y'all too?
Yeah.
How'd I do that?
Right,
Literally in
right.
spirit, huh?
I'm telling you.
Man.
Wait a minute.
Look at
Yes,
here.
indeed.
That's a
All right.
bad boy.
Exactly. That man in two places at one time.
Bad boy.
Did you see his face when he heard it? When he heard his stuff, did you see his face?
He was just like,
Indeed, man, it is good to be here. Y'all have no idea. Hey, I was having issues back here
I
while
know,
the
man.
intro was
I
going.
know. I
man.
seen you popping in and out down there in the bottom. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, we got it though. I believe we got it. We are going to rebuke all spirits.
Come on, man.
And evil thinkings and all of that there. We give him praise. 1 second. You know how we do it, oh no? All praise to the Most High for giving us life, strength, and health. We thank you for allowing us to have another week. We come praying, asking that everything that we say and everything that we do, we give it to the glory and to your honor. We give you praise, and we thank you for allowing us to have such a platform and such a family. Ayob and his family, I ask that you keep them safe and protected, and I ask that you keep my family safe and protected as well, and all of the Truth Be Told Flex podcast family. And I ask that tonight be a glorified night. In the name of Yasha. Amen. Let's get it, man. Let's do this thing. Man, I didn't think I was gonna make it. My wife had to wear another hat. She went from production manager to engineer, and I'm trying to show her how to engineer over the phone. She did a darn good job, though. She did. Yeah, she did.
I need a raise.
I got you tonight. I got you.
I see what you did.
I got you. Yes, indeed.
I was able to get all of my stuff done and help get you situated before you made it in. So.
Right. You know, when you work for Pharaoh, man, you can't always make it on time for your appointments, but all praises to the Most. I wasn't even sweating it. I was like, I'm gonna get there when I get there, because I know that the Bentley is gonna be in good hands, man. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Man, hey, I'm outstanding. The Most High is great. That's all I can say. Just, man, listen, when you go through the fire, and I've been saying this a lot lately, man. When you go through and you praise your way through whatever fire, the fire is necessary. Fire is necessary. We do this podcast, we sing, we rap, we cook, we got all these great gifts for the Most High and for the nation. But the greatest gift he gave us, just like Hamashiach, is the gift of holding on through your trials. That's the gift, man. That is the gift of holding on. So all praises, man. Got some great news this week. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hey, like I said, man, I'm great. How y'all doing?
Same here, man. We got some great news as well this week. I'm gonna tell you, just to land back. I'm gonna use your word. I'm gonna use that Carolina word to land back. Land back on what you said. When you are faithful to the Most High, He is faithful to you,
man.
Never have words been truer. I've never seen the righteous forsaken or his offsprings beg for bread.
Come on, man.
I have been praying for something, and in the midst of what it is that I was going through, the Most High was also revealing me to myself. So I had to be true to myself. You dig what I'm saying? And so I understood that I can't go to my Father asking Him for grace when I'm not right myself. So let me get myself right as I come to you, Father. And as you see me trying, let me see you working in my favor. And in the words of my man Eon Ayo Ben Yahoo.
The house of Ben Yah, the Ayob house.
All of that.
We got a praise report.
Man,
all praises to the Most High. Hallelujah. For real, man. So yeah, we doing great over here, man. Yeah.
Man, and that's great. And again, like I said, this week, the enemy, you get the sandwich with the booty part of the tomato.
There you go, of the tomato.
Of the tomato.
And you know what? We're going to leave the stem in. We ain't going to even cut the stem out.
We're going to leave this green stem in.
We're going to leave the stem in.
That means when you bite down on that sandwich, that whole tomato going to come out whole.
Yep.
It ain't even going to break or nothing. You gonna
J-O-L Judah Bridges is in the house. Shalom.
That's my brother.
Yes, indeed. Right there, hey, y'all didn't know that's Jamil the Trunk Rattlers DJ too. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Already.
All right, man. So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
We ready?
I guess we're ready.
Well, we have a jam-packed show tonight. I'm talking jam-packed. So without further ado, just a few announcements before we get started on the Talk Amongst Yourselves. The first one being congrats to, give me 1 second, let me get myself together here. Congrats to class of 2024 at the Global Vocational Training Center with Minister Michael Norman. Delta sent me this. Normally she's on the show with us on the second Wednesday of the month, but she decided she was going to ditch us for some other plan. No, I'm just kidding. She had something else going on this week, so she asked me to shoot this out here for her. So congratulations to that class. The other thing, and this I only have a couple, like I said.
He was supposed to have been on the show, man. We dropped the ball on that. We dropped the ball on that, and I believe the brother's out of country right now.
Yeah, we got to get him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, my other job is I keep up with the calendar. Y'all make sure y'all reach out to me because
this was before you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just letting people know. But between you and Ben Ayob Shaka Boom and I'll be having to go through to keep these dates together. So if y'all hit the email, make sure you reach out and I will respond in like manner, and we will do what we can to get you on the show. So the other thing that I was going to throw out there is please make sure you check out the Light Hebrew magazine. There's so much information, so much content. Even if you did not order your hard copy, which shame on you if you didn't. If you did not order your hard copy, you can go online and get the digital version at tlhm.net. And everything from Kodesh Gear to the Israelite Doctor that we highlighted last week to Black Canvas LLC, from budget planning to project management, and then Righteous Music. All the Hebrew artists, the greatest Hebrew artists, their information is highlighted in this magazine. So please go check out the Light Hebrew magazine. You will not be disappointed, I promise.
Oh, praise. That's right.
All right, so on to Talk Amongst Yourselves.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Oh,
yeah, I got one announcement that I gotta.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. I want to put it up there now before I forget about it. Let me make sure I get the right one. Yep, that is it. Our brother DJ J-O-L Judah. I don't know if you guys could see that, but this here is the launch of his brand new station. It's IMTV, Inspire Mix Movement Truth Version daily. Okay. I don't know if you guys are sleeping on my man Jay, but Jay gives some great product, man. Yeah. He has great interviews. He have great people on his shows as well. This here is his streaming service. We're going to know more about it in the future. Wow. But I just wanted to let the Truth Be Told Flex podcast family know that it is now available. And there it is at the bottom. It's stream.com/JOL Studio/IMTV Daily. Check our man out. Yeah. and he got the bangers. He got people I can promise you that you don't know about, and people that you do know about. This is a true DJ that is within our nation that support our brother, man. So yeah,
our brother puts in the work for the Most High. Like
he does.
This guy, he, like you said, he's gifted in bars and music and DJing and connecting the people with the Most High and all the artists of Yasharal. But he also does great content. You gotta go check his channel out. You got to.
Please.
Do any of his talents entail teaching somebody how to sing? Because I will sign share up today.
I already know, man. I just be playing with y'all. I just be playing with y'all.
When some of these songs come on, he be going, y'all have no idea.
I already know, sis. He be way out in there, boy.
Man, look at here.
Yes,
it's all love.
All right.
All right. So, talk amongst yourselves. I mean, y'all, there was so much that happened this week. It was hard for me to really kind of go through and pick, the top 5, top 10. So I just selected a handful, and this is where we're going to start. So there are a lot of fans that are speaking out against the Black National Anthem that apparently has now been implemented at a lot of the NFL games. So last Thursday night, prior to the kickoff between the Chiefs and the Ravens at Arrowhead Stadium, Tasha Cobbs performed Lift Every Voice and Sing, otherwise known as the Black National Anthem. So many people are upset about this that they are threatening to boycott.
Let them go.
Threatening to boycott watching any more football this season if they continue to allow the Black National Anthem to be played, because their argument is it's too divisive. It really does not bring the country together.
Let them go.
We should have just one national anthem. So this one was a big one. We'll see where this goes, but I can't see them boycotting the NFL. That's just my guess.
And the NFL know it too.
They know it
too. They just talking.
Yeah,
there's just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, let's not sing that national anthem because it's divisive. But let's sing the one about
that was never intended for us to begin with.
You understand? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They wouldn't have a problem if they came in there and sung "Go Canada." Somebody came in there and sung "Go Canada."
I never heard anybody complain about it.
You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have no problem. Yeah, exactly.
Do it again. Sing it again, boy.
Yeah. Let them go. I hope they come back next week with Stevie without his glasses on singing it.
All right. So the Oklahoma Supreme Court denies a request to reconsider the Tulsa Race Massacre lawsuit dismissal. We may actually end up talking about this one when we come back, but I at least wanted to put it on your frontal lobe for now. So Oklahoma Supreme Court rejected a request to reconsider its ruling to dismiss a lawsuit filed by the last 2 known living survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Without comment, 7 members of the court on Tuesday turned away the request by 110-year-old Viola Fletcher and 109-year-old Leslie Benningfield Randall to rehear its June ruling that upheld a decision by district court judge in Tulsa to dismiss the case. So unfortunately, it looks like these 2 ladies are going to see justice served for what they went through during the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. And I do want to, kind of dig in later in this one. We'll bring this one back up. This might be a good beyond critical race theory, because what they did in Tulsa was absolutely diabolical, as Ayo would say. Yeah. All right. Next up. So the judge disqualified Cornel West from running for president in Georgia. He actually disqualified him effective today as an independent presidential candidate, ruling that West electors didn't file the proper paperwork. Where have we heard this before? For now, at least, the decision means votes for West won't be counted in Georgia, although his name will remain on the ballots because the judge said it's too late to remove it. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody really thought that he or thinks that he's going to win anyway. But the links that they go through, if you're going to leave him on the ballot because it's too late to take him off, but you're saying that they won't count his votes because they didn't file the proper paperwork.
Like,
It's just
What do you mean?
Exactly.
Georgia. Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah. Exactly. That part. That part. You sound just like him, man.
Right. So Washington Commanders fired their VP because he was caught on camera after a hidden camera showed him making disparaging comments about players, fans, and other NFL figures. You can only imagine some of the things that he was saying, but obviously it had a lot to do with race. And he was on this date. I don't know if y'all can see this little lighting in the background. He thought he was on a date, and she apparently was
insane.
Recording him.
Boy, you can't do nothing these days.
Hey.
So she recorded him and released the recording. I wonder how much she got broke off for that.
Boy, listen. The moment his agent or one of his homies called him when that video started circulating, you want to talk about gut punch? Boy, I know he wanted to crawl up on the rock.
Wow. But you know, real quick, that just goes to show you that this is the spirit that they have, though. They talk like this in private all the time.
Yep. This is what they do. It's in them.
What they do in them.
From my understanding, what they said is he had been drinking, but you know they always say a drunk mind, a drunk person speaks a sober mind. So whatever was in his heart came out via those drinks.
Watch Clipped, y'all. I don't know if y'all have watched Clipped on Hulu, but Clipped is a pretty good episode.
Proverbs to tell you, beer is a brawler, wine is a mocker.
Yep.
Things that come out after you consume.
They don't call them spirits for nothing. They don't call them. They tell you we selling you spirits.
That part.
All
right, and last but not least, on our talk amongst yourselves, our brother was pulled from his car supposedly for driving erratically on his way to the game on Sunday. This is he plays for the Miami Dolphins, and the police apparently pulled him over for driving recklessly. They came and they said tapped on his window.
It went from 0 to 100.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick, to the point where he's telling them, "Don't be knocking on my window like that," and they got mad, so it escalated, and they pulled him out of the car. Some of his fellow teammates pulled up, saw what was going on, got out to try and figure out,
they got handcuffed.
They got thrown in handcuffs as well. So from my understanding, these officers were placed on administrative leave. So that right there tells you.
But with pay. I bet you with pay.
They'll be fired, though.
I believe it was with pay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's something called de-escalation tactics. Even if Tyreek was not being cooperative in a way that he should have been, there is a way to de-escalate these situations. They teach de-escalation tactics in everyday corporate America. I am not convinced that they are not able to teach what's the word I'm looking for? To teach these same tactics to police officers.
They was mad because they seen a Negro in that car. I'm telling you, I see this stuff all the time.
They have
exactly, and that's what I was going to say. That too. They know who he was as well. There's no way they did not know who Tyreek was when they, at least when they ran his plates. You dig what I'm saying? Right. Well, and knowing where he is on his way to. Go ahead.
I just so from what I understand, they knew exactly who he was because his agent, which is longtime agent Drew Rosenhaus, which is an attorney and lawyer, which is my old homie's agent when he left ECU and got drafted by the Vikings. He is most definitely digging into this and is not going to let this go. So they named after the city that route that he was going, the police that pulled him over get paid by the team and the city for that route detail for protection of the players. Now,
this is what you need to understand. When you see images like this with players like this here, that hurts their stock. Yeah. That hurts them.
So that city, that police department, they're probably going to lose that detail. They get paid by the team in the city.
Yeah.
So again, all you got to do is hurt their pockets, and they're gonna get fired.
Yeah, I believe they are too.
If they say, "Hey, we're gonna go with a whole another county to do the Miami Dolphin detail to escort players to make sure,"
I hope it was worth it.
I hope it
was worth it, because he didn't do that for nothing, man. He knew what they were. Yeah.
All right.
I hope it was worth it.
Indeed. So we'll follow the story and see where these officers end up, because like Io said, they are likely going to lose, one, their jobs, and then two, lose this contract to provide this detail. So we'll see what happens. All right. Next up, we did not get the video that I would have liked to have gotten for this, but for those of you who don't know, this is Dr. Umar.
I think it could be heard. It's not that long, right?
It is a little lengthy, so you have to kind of go through and chop.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not finna go through all that. Yeah.
But modern technology, you guys can go out there and Google it later and hear the entire interview. But one of the things that he talked about in this interview is the reason that Deion Sanders left Jacksonville to go to Colorado was because he's trying to impress the white people. He needs to be able to impress the white people, and he left for that reason. There was no reason he should have left an HBCU to go and prove to the white people that he had the ability to coach.
This nigga know everything, don't he?
Man, look here. And there are some things that I agree with him on, but this is definitely not one of those. That's why, I titled this one Opinion Overload, because for him to go out of his way to say that Deion left Jackson State, for everybody who follows the sport, who follows Deion, who follows, what he did at Jacksonville versus what he's doing in Colorado and why he went to Colorado. This right here, to me, it just seems like he mad. He mad. He might have went to him and asked for some money or something, but he is mad about something, because the opinion that he gave in this situation, I think, is so far left is ridiculous. But I digress. What do you guys think based on the opinion that he gave regarding Deion leaving Jackson State?
I think you summed it up right, in my opinion. That is, I agree with a lot of the stuff that Umar said as well. Mm-hmm. No lie, I can't front on that. But this is the thing with Umar. He is that dude. Y'all remember what was the name of the show with Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry and Boomerang? You remember Boomerang? You remember Martin Lawrence's character? How he was on that, man, the green table and the colored balls and the white ball, and you know what I'm saying?
And the game is over.
Right, when the game,
he on everything.
Right, exactly. This is this brother. He go to bed and he wake up looking for something to argue and fuss about. Somebody made a very good point in one of the comments that I seen. It said, how can he be so pro-black when every time I see him, he's dogging out nothing but black brothers?
Yeah.
And that's facts. Mm-hmm. This is the thing, man. What he was saying in that video, one of the things he was saying is that how is he helping his people and how is he helping his culture by going to Colorado? Look at the team of Colorado. What do you see? Do you see predominantly white boys on that team?
I do not.
When you hear players that say that they're going to go to Colorado, do you see predominantly white players saying that they're going to go play for Deion? Just because it's not a predominantly black school, he is still helping black inner city children get education. And then they know that when they go to Deion program is not just about playing football on Saturday. Deion tell them, if you don't want to go to the NFL, this is not the outfit that you want to come to. So what is Deion doing? He is helping his community. Nonetheless, And I know that Ayo know better than I do. Nonetheless, when he was at Jackson State, so you telling me you want this brother to stay at Jackson State and continue to pay out of his pockets?
Man, look at here.
He couldn't have got Warren Sapp, and you can't be mad at Warren Sapp for not wanting to go to Jackson State to coach. Hell, they barely paying Dion. The budgets. You can do more. And it has nothing to do with you trying to impress the white people. But it can have a whole lot more. I can do more for my people if I go somewhere with a bigger budget.
That's it.
So, yeah, I think he was just offline on that, man. I do.
Con, eloquently and beautifully put by you both. I can't agree more. I do want to. I want to add to what you both are saying. Again, like you said, I agree with him on a lot of things. There's some things I'll be like, you know what? We need to get right. Black men, yes, we need to step up and take care of the home. Yes, I agree. A lot of things I do. But this right here, he way out of pocket. Bruh, you cannot expect, but they had mold in the dorms.
Come on now.
They had old food. Dion went to the administration, was like, bruh, I know, y'all know I'm Deion Sanders. You don't know I rub shoulders with some of these other folk that put money into HBCUs. So I know you can get the funding. You're getting the money. You're spending it on what you want to. So you know what? Twice out.
That's right.
That's what he did.
Right. That's right.
Twice out. Yeah.
That's right.
Twice out and he dipped. Now, to land back on what you were saying, if you get recruited by Colorado and you come here, if you don't go to the NFL, guess what Dion teaching them to do? Guess what
now, brother.
Graduate. Be a doctor. Go be a lawyer. Go be an engineer. Okay, you got in the 9th round and you got cut. Man, go open up that residency in the doctor's office, bro.
That's right.
Wait. Oh, come on, Dr. Umar. I agree with the old boy that was on the panel with him. He was
giving him the business.
Giving Umar the business. But for celebrityism, the crowd was reacting to Dr. Umar like he just dropping gems because he a celebrity. Right. But here's my last point. Like dude said, it's about legacy. He laid the foundation for others to come in at Jackson State and be successful. Why not go with the bigger budget, help your community grow? And not only that, but bruh, say Hamashiach don't come back for another 25, 50 years. What's your legacy? If we still here, and if Shallow and Shador, his sons, are grandparents, you got to leave something to your grandchildren.
That's right.
You got to set up for the future. Shador and Shallow, 21, 22 years old. Guess what? They're going to the NFL. Probably just like they dad. But guess what? If they don't, Dion is teaching them how to graduate, get your degree, go out here, get married, have some children. Look what you'll be able to tell your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren in 50 years when you 75, 80, 90 years old. You'll be able to tell them stories about how their own community try to keep back their great-granddad or their granddad and how they all had to overcome.
That's right.
And hopefully by that time, they're not having to tell that story in a bad light to their grandchildren.
That's right.
That's what it's about. And that's what old dude was trying to kick to Umar. Like, bro, it's about a foundation, man, which he laid. So, Dr. Umar, you are talking on this one.
If you notice during that interview, every time the other guy brought up a point, Dr. Umar got loud and louder, and like he was yelling at him he wouldn't even let him get a word in edgewise
because he's not used to that. Yeah, he's not used to being challenged in the way that he was being challenged. And Umar is smart enough to know that what this dude was saying was right, but his pride would not allow him to come off of his horse and to agree with what it was that he was saying. Umar know what that dude was saying was right, man. And the land back off of what Ayo was saying about as far as graduated, but don't y'all know that Shador could have went to the league already? Shador could have been to the league.
Yeah.
Why is he not?
Because his daddy told him to stay there and get your education.
There you go,
bro.
Because if nothing else, at the end of the day, if you watch Dion on the sidelines, if you pay attention to anything that he's doing with these guys, he is not trying to convince them that the NFL is their future. If that's what you want, I want it for you, and I'm gonna help you get there. Your future is your education.
That's right.
Colorado has a bigger, better educational system because what happens at a lot of HBCUs, they are limited to the disciplines that they can teach. I've been to an HBCU. I attended an HBCU. They are very limited in the disciplines that they can teach. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth of the matter. And Dion recognized if I want to expand what I'm doing with these young men, I got to go somewhere where I can give them an opportunity to have all of these different disciplines for them to go into. All these different fields.
You can't save the whole hood.
Ain't man.
Can't save the whole hood.
A lot of the hood don't want to be saved. That's what Umar doesn't. He doesn't for all that education and all that gems he got. You can't get that one fact.
Yep. So he lost on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He got an L on that one.
He did. All right. So next up, Putin ally predicts U.S. will collapse in imminent new civil war. So the recent prediction by Dmitry Medvedev, I believe his name is pronounced, a key Putin ally and former Russian prime minister, claimed that the U.S. will collapse in an imminent new civil war. He linked his forecast to internal political strife in the U.S., particularly as the country approaches its 2024 elections and ongoing tensions regarding sanctions against Russia. He has made similar predictions in the past, often painting a grim picture of U.S. stability and its polarized political climate. He is known for making provocative statements, including threats to NATO and other Western nations, especially in relation to the Russia-Ukraine war. For the U.S., these remarks are part of a broader narrative from Russia, where projecting Western instability helps justify its own aggressive policies. Based on his stance on political climate, do you think other countries are banking on the U.S.'s demise during this election?
I won't. Well, they're banking because they know exactly what's going to happen. They know it's imminent, man. So this is what I tell people all the time, and we say it all the time on this show, but Medvedev, he put it so eloquently. This is what he had to say in that article about both sides. He said, out of spite for the current administration, Donald Trump has threatened to lift sanctions against Russia, but will he really do it if elected? No, of course not. For all his apparent bravado, am I breaking up?
You good now?
A little bit.
Okay.
Read that part. Go back. Go back.
Out of spite for the current administration, Donald Trump has threatened to lift sanctions against Russia. But will he really do it if elected? He said, no, of course not. For all his apparent bravado as an outsider, Trump is ultimately an establishment insider. Yes, he is an eccentric narcissist, but he is also a pragmatist. As a businessman, Trump understands that sanctions harm the dollar's dominance in the world. However, that's insufficient reason to stage a revolution in the United States and go against the anti-Russian line of the notorious deep state, which is much stronger than any Trump, Medvedev said. So he's saying this is where Trump lifts sanctions. He's painting to the picture that he will for the good for y'all, but it's really he just the right wing of the same bird. But this is what he said about Kamala. He said, man, you shouldn't expect any surprises from her. He said she is inexperienced and, according to her enemies, just plain stupid. He said, but beautiful, meaningless speeches and boring, correct answers to questions will be prepared for her, which she will read off a teleprompter while laughing contagiously. See, this is like the question that's asked. Are they banking on this? From what he's saying, yes. He is like, look, y'all got, just choose your poison. He's saying these are your choices for the U.S. election. This is what y'all got. He said, this is a rest. That's basically what he's saying. This is a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, and along with what Medvedev was saying in this interview article, absolutely, we on the way there. And all it takes is for her to win this election. It'll be the biggest January 6th anniversary we would have ever seen. It'll be they're not. I'm not speaking that, but I'm just saying that's what'll happen. That'll be the start of it. They'll make this the biggest.
That's
January
interesting.
6th
That's another topic too on what you just said, because I was watching a right wing show and they was talking that if Kamala win, how the Trump supporters would react, as opposed to how if Trump win, how the Kamala, the Democrat parties would react. And it was a whole racist statement on how they said it. I want to revisit that a little bit later. But I agree with everything that Ayob has said. And people, we got to understand the problem with us over here in the West is that the only thing that we see is the West. We don't pay attention to the rest of the world.
Right.
We don't see what is happening over there. And the farthest thing from my mind is how the rest of the world look at us. Look, I'm probably going to get myself in trouble with this here with a lot of women, but I stand on what it is that I say. And y'all know that my wife is on this show, which means that I'm not saying this not in her presence. The rest of the world do not respect women as leaders. They don't. And just because America has gotten to that point, the rest of the world don't. They do not respect. They do not look at women as leaders. And so Kamala is not going to get the respect that she thinks that she is going to get if she wins that office, people. It's not. And this is the thing. If you think that they ran over Joe, which they did, just wait till she get into the office. Okay. Now, look, there are leaders that respected Donald Trump. Not so much liked him, but they did respect him. Right. And what this guy here was saying was so very true. Sanctions hurt. Because we are so plentiful over here in the West, we have not really realized how much the sanctions have already hurt us, but they have hurt us already. And they are going to continue to hurt us. Look, we're talking about banning exports of technology, ban imports of gold and diamonds from Russia, ban flights from Russia, sanction autocrats, which are the kings and the Democrats and the rulers and things like this, business people that are linked with the Kremlin, not to mention Western companies that have left Russia that is no longer doing business with Russia, like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Heineken's have stopped selling and making goods in Russia. This is monies, people.
Yep.
That are normally boosting our economy from Russia that is no longer doing business with the Kremlin. So how is that money going to be replaced?
Come on, man.
How is it going to be replaced? So I asked the question, if this continues, and I do believe that it will, how long are the people going to feel the crunch? He said the word civil war. We sleep so much over here that when we hear that, it don't even make us bat an eye.
Right. We gloss right over it.
You gloss right over it.
That can't happen. Oh, boy, it's brewing. It's brewing. It's brewing.
It is brewing, man.
It's brewing, man.
The Bible calls civil war sedition. Go and read 2 Ezra chapter 15. It's the same thing.
Yep.
It's sedition. Russia now, Biden done put all of these sanctions on Russia and all of these other countries that support Russia. But you know what? Russia is easy sailing like Sunday morning, people. And now one of these sanctions hurt Russia. You know why? Because Russia done found ways around the sanctions, which means they are suffering for nothing. Putin said himself, look, we growing. You know what America doing? Declining.
Digressing. Yep.
That's what he said. Look, think of it kind of like the Underground Railroad, okay? Because I'm coming to the end of this, but think of it kind of like the Underground Railroad. You know, when we was trying to escape from the South going to the North, there was a whole lot of white people that helped us along the way. Mm-hmm. Whole lot of white people. Look, there's a whole lot of nations that hate America that is helping Russia along the way. The things that Russia can't buy directly from America, guess what? Other nations is selling it to Russia.
Yep. That's it.
Russia not losing out on nothing, but we are losing out over here. And our people that's supposed to be leading this place don't care. And we are on the brink of civil war. Another thing that he said was they put it in the movies all the time.
Put it in the movies.
So I'm gonna have to fact check you, sir, really quick. Other countries, there have been tons of other women that have led their countries. Mexico just elected Claudia Sheinbaum. She will start her tenure October 1st. Then you have, I know I'm going to tear these names up, but Patungtarn in Thailand, Helia Tomstador in Iceland. How about I just read off the countries because I'm going to slaughter these names. Iceland, Democratic Republic of the Congo, North Macedonia, Malta, Marshall Islands, Dominica, Latvia, Trinidad and Tobago, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovenia. The list goes on and on and on. And these are some recent ones. These are not, years and years ago. These are some recent ones. So I understand what you're saying about other countries don't respect women in positions of power, but you got to see where this world is going. There's been a shift. Pay attention to a lot of the movies that you watch now. There's always a woman who is leading the way. It used to be you had the white man that was the savior. Now it's the white woman or woman in general. Pay attention to movies, TV shows. There's always a woman somewhere along the way that is now leading the way. It's where a lot of these countries are going. There's a lot of women in
it is a lot of women, but I think as a whole, and I know this was set up for a larger debate and a larger argument later, but I think as a whole, I don't think that when you talk these major countries like Russia and China,
the European,
yeah, exactly. They are not respecting. Yeah, exactly. They are not respecting women that are in power. You may have a lot of women that are in power in these nations, but I'm talking when you got to go and sit across the table from these big time diplomats and talk, especially them jokers over there, them oil nations and the Saudis and stuff.
Yeah,
the respect line is not there. Yeah, it's not there, and it's not. And
I disagree.
Yeah, and that's what makes America so great, right? You got Big Mac and you got double cheese. You got choices.
Glad for choices.
All right. So we don't dwell on this one too much, and so I don't end up throwing my flip flop at you across the room. We're gonna move
so
on
much for that raise.
Right.
We're going to move on to the next one, which is, so the U.S. believes that Iran has transferred short-range ballistic missiles to Russia. Escalation of Iran-Russia military alliance. Iran provision of short-range ballistic missiles to Russia represents a deepening of military cooperation between the two nations. This follows previous support in the form of drones, missile components, signaling Iran's stronger alignment with Russia and the Ukraine war. The U.S. and its allies have warned of serious consequences if Iran continues to provide military support to Russia. This could lead to further sanctions and increased diplomatic isolation for both Iran and Russia, which I don't really think they care, but as well as additional support for Ukraine, particularly in air defense systems. The missile transfer risks further destabilization the international order as it challenges Western efforts to curb the military capabilities of both Russia and Iran. It also poses a threat to the border security landscape in Europe and beyond. What does this transference of missiles to Russia mean for the U.S.?
They're scared.
Yeah, they should be.
They should.
But we got to ask the question as well, though. Are they telling the truth?
Boy, you reading my notes.
Yeah, we gotta ask that question, right? Tell me a synonym for false flag. I got one. Lying.
That is.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if this was true with all of the enemies that America do have, and you got Iran making deals with Russia, we already know how Russia feel about America. That is a problem. Would you guys think? That would be a big problem. It's like, look, we're going to help you take care of your issue. When you finish, help us take care of our issue. Then when we come together, we can take care of our issue.
That's it.
Do that make sense?
Absolutely. That's yes. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So before you give your feedback, your commentary, I did have a couple of questions that came up when I saw this article, and that was the very first thing that you said is, how do we know it's true? What evidence does the U.S. have to support the claim that Iran has transferred missiles to Russia? And then what are the potential consequences for U.S. allies and interests in these regions? There's a lot to be uncovered if this really did actually happen. And if there was transference of missiles, somebody in the U.S. allowed it to happen. Because don't nothing go over without the U.S. knowing about it. So somebody knew that these weapons were being transferred.
Yep.
If that's what happened.
Yep. We just spoke about how they put it in the movies. Look at the Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman. Mm-hmm. Morgan Freeman kept trying to tell him, like, son, you in over your head. Like, you looking for this, trying to track what his nuclear weapon was and trying to track. You're going to stay in your lane. And by the end of the movie, after the devastation, Ben Affleck found out fast, man, it was one of our own that sold that way. So again, even with this, to answer your question, what does this mean for the U.S.? It means the other countries, Iran, Russia, China, they daring y'all. They like, right. Y'all always got something to say. Y'all always got something to say. How do you know we move these weapons? How do you know? Because you also said there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. How's that working?
We still ain't found them.
Still ain't found them to this day. It was a lie. It was a reason for a false flag. Go ahead, yeah.
No, on that point that you made, you know what I'm saying? I want you to go back to it, but on that point that you made is right here in my note. The reason for that false flag, when you just brought it up, that's a troop rallying cry, man. So we got to ask ourselves, why would they lie about something like that? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like I said, they need a reason to jump bad. But Iran is like, go ahead. Like you just said, Iran is like, you think it's just us. We got enough to do you in right now. We got enough firepower to do you in. But we also got some solid partners like Russia, China, other nations that's sick and tired of y'all. So go ahead. We dare you. We double, triple, double dog dare you to jump bad. Because again, look what today is. Today is like I wouldn't say second Christmas. I don't know. 9/11. Look what today. Never forget. Never forget. So, we're talking about this now on this day, and condolences to families and people that lost families on that day. Again, the higher powers, they do it in the movies. They're telling you in the movies, we'll sacrifice American lives to get an agenda done. And then we're going to select. You think you electing people from other countries, but we're going to have agents set up in other countries and agents here that's going to look like they're elected, but we're going to select them, get them in office so they can promote the agenda. It's divide and conquer. Keep the people divided so we can put our agendas out and make them go against each other. So that's what's in hand. So what does this mean for the U.S.? Iran is saying, y'all better mind your business and stop snooping around, because you're going to have trouble because you don't know what you're talking about. You have no evidence of we doing anything, but you always want to jump out, write these articles, and, we seen you do this. Oh, we seen you do that. Iran's like, you don't know. Keep my name out your mouth. That's what they say.
I think it's important to mention that whoever this informant was that supposedly had let America know that this is what Iran is doing. How crazy is this? They didn't offer any details about how many weapons had been delivered or when the transfers may have occurred, but they confirmed to the U.S. intelligence of the findings. Look, you ain't tell us nothing.
Right.
Right.
You didn't tell. So how was there an article written about this? Sure, it's like Ayob
Right.
is saying, Iran denies providing Russia with weapons for its war in Ukraine, and this is what Iran says in quotes. Iran considers the provision of military assistance to the parties engaged in conflict, which leads to increased human casualties, destruction of infrastructure, and distancing from ceasefire negotiations to be inhumane. In other words, Iran is saying, look, we're trying to strike a deal right now with Israel to try to get a ceasefire. Do you think that we're really going to do something that's going to put that in danger? But this is where the false flag is coming in at, because Iran is a direct threat to Israel.
Yeah,
We know that Israel is our right hand, right? So if we can throw a false flag out here on Iran and get our allies' antennas all routed up to go after Iran, we could slow them down. We could give Iran a whole nother problem to slow them down with Israel. To now we could deal with this situation a little bit better. But it's like Ayob said, and this is the crazy thing. The Bible talks about Iran.
Talks about it.
And when the Bible talks about Iran, it's not pretty.
Nope.
It's always lead to destruction. They better leave Iran alone. But they so ignorant, that they gonna do it anyway.
They looking for they like give us a reason.
Right.
And before
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say right quick before we move on. One of the 3-letter agencies that spy, I don't want to say it on, it says the director, William Burns of the 3-letter company, who was in London on Saturday for a joint appearance with his British intelligence counterparts, warned of the growing and troubling defense relationship involving Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea, that he said threatens both Ukraine and Western allies in the Middle East. The White House has been on edge for months about a possible deal between Iran and Russia. Again, they shook. They're scared.
Agreed.
I ain't gonna even say what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Boy,
So two quick points. The first one being, Sheer, can you read that statement that the quote that Iran put out really quick?
Iran considers the provision of military assistance to the parties engaged in conflict, which leads to increased human casualties, destruction of infrastructure, and distancing from ceasefire negotiations to be inhumane.
Sounds to me like they were taking a stab at the U.S. Like
Yes.
giving it to the U.S.
Yes.
You think about, because what is the U.S. doing? We're providing military weapons to Ukraine to fight against Russia. We provided Israel with weapons to fight against Hamas.
Great observation.
They taking digs at the U.S.
Shots fired.
Shots fired for real. And then the other part of that is they have no obligation to tell the truth to the U.S. whatsoever. So they can say all day long, no, we're not doing that.
I bet you right now at this point, as we stand right now, I bet you America won't do nothing to them.
For sure.
I bet you that.
But that's like if one of Ayob's kids was doing something and I asked them a question outside of them being respectful children, but if I asked them if they were doing something and they lied and said that they weren't doing that, they got no obligation to be honest with me. I'm not your parent.
Right.
What can I do to you?
Right.
Absolutely nothing. Right. So we got
people are tired of America, man.
That is true. That is true. And we have some more hot topics to get to tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and take our first music break, and this is Hezekiah. Power.
Woo! Hezekiah. Yeah.
Killing each other, and that's it. We ain't never gonna rise up from generation to generation. They did it so wrong, and we just gonna stand about this here for black people. Is it? I don't think so. The most I got promises for his people. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, been in captivity so many years. We don't woke up, we don't find out we is. Messiah the way he gon' show you to live. Repent for your sins, be right at the end. Forsaking this world, we cannot be friends. Pray to the east if you wanna go home. Fasting and praying, I'm back in my zone. All what we need, you don't leave us alone. Don't you know you got power? I bind every rebuke, every demon. I go to war with some legions. I'm feeling like give me a reason. Devil, you cannot have my people. No, we cannot follow the heathens. Messiah the way I can just let them lead you. We gotta armor up like a fiend. I'm bound to rebuking the spirit of lust. I'm bound to rebuking the spirit of hate. I'm bound to rebuking the spirit of sin. We bound them and send them right back to the lake. We bound to rebuke them. Christ said loose them. You got some power, so walk in your faith. All in his blood. We cannot run from no demons. We bound them up right in their face. Don't you know you got power? 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 We bind and rebuke them. Christ said loose them. 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 Bind and rebuke them. Christ said loose. Don't you know you got power? 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 Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Power. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Man,
go. Right.
you can do everything to that. You could pray worship to that. You can work out to that album.
You can ride to that.
You can ride to that.
Man, I throw that joint on and jump on. Man, I throw that joint on and jump on that treadmill. I forget.
Yes.
I forget I'm on lunch break.
Hey, by the time you finish, you up on Mount Sinai. You up in the clouds.
Like you ain't like what? Anybody want to say something? What? What?
Indeed, man. That brother there put all his man.
Yeah, you can feel. You
He
can
put it all in there, man. He emptied out, so that means that if he make another one, he gonna have to refill.
Yeah,
That's scary.
Refill.
He gonna have to refill.
You refill, repent, refill. When you refill, you putting back something that was already there, though.
Man, that's
scary. If I refill a glass of water, that means the water was already there.
It's already there.
I'm here for
it. He emptied out on that one, man.
He emptied the clip.
He emptied the clip. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, before we go, y'all can talk about that all night.
Man, what?
Before
we got something in brew. We got something brewing.
Yeah, we got something.
With that eyes to the east.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. All right.
No,
before we go another further, wanted to give a shout out to Messiah TV for allowing our show to be on his platform. Want to say thank you to Elder Messiah, like I said, for allowing us to have our show on his platform. We appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. Next up, if this don't gross you out and make you go and check your refrigerator, your pantry, I don't know what will. So, lab to table meat cuts built layer by layer that replace the real thing. Before I even speak on it, my question to you guys was, though this technology is still developing, I know most of you have probably heard about this 3D printing and its advances with moving over to food. What are the chances that we're already consuming 3D printed food?
Highly. Especially if you eat at restaurants.
Yeah.
Highly. Not so much in grocery stores. From the research that I did.
Oh no, it's in grocery stores too.
The research that I did, it hadn't made it to our grocery stores yet. So I missed something.
Yeah, I'll let y'all talk about it, and then I'm gonna give y'all.
Now I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, go ahead. Bring it on out.
Yeah.
I want to hear.
So it may not necessarily be in our grocery stores, but
that's what I was talking about.
Well, if you've traveled anywhere or you've ordered anything and had it shipped over here, there's a strong possibility. So there's something called Chalk Edge from a UK-based company that offers customized 3D printed chocolates, allowing consumers to print intricate designs and personalized messages. This has become very popular for events and gifts.
So the chocolate is 3D printed? It's not even real chocolate?
Other companies, such as Cocoa Press in the US, are developing similar technologies for 3D printing chocolate products. Companies like Ready Fine Meat, which is in Israel, and Nova Meat, which is in Spain, have developed plant-based meat products using 3D print technology. So
not only is it not real meat, it's plant-based 3D?
Plant-based 3D. Get this one. How many of y'all eat pasta?
I love pasta.
If you're not fortunate enough or talented enough to make your own pasta, I bet some of you get that Barilla pasta, that Italian-made pasta. The Italian pasta company has experimented with 3D printed pasta using customized designs. The company is exploring new shapes and textures that are impossible to achieve through traditional pasta making methods. While not yet widely available to consumers, these products have been tested in select markets and fine dining. They don't specify which markets or which
restaurants,
fine dining experiences. NASA has been experimenting with 3D printed food for astronauts to use in long duration land quote unquote space missions.
That's why they can't get them people back, because they messing with 3D. Yeah, got them folks stuck up there because you messing with 3D stuff. Yeah.
This is the one that really got me though. So the healthcare and specialized diets. So in Germany, Bluzon has created 3D printed foods designed for people with dysophagia, swallowing difficulties, particularly in elderly care. These foods are printed with softer textures, but retain the appearance and taste of traditional food, making them easier and safer, supposedly, to consume. This type of food is already used in some care homes and hospitals.
In America?
No, this is in Germany, but that's not to say, they like to use our folks as test dummies. They like to use the elderly as test dummies.
I got a question. How many of you guys, I have seen your meat look like that? That's over there. You can't see what I'm pointing at. But
I'll circle it. This right here. You talking about that one right there? Or this one?
This one over there, yeah, that he's breaking the point. I've seen that with my own eyes, man. And I asked myself, your meat is not supposed to do that.
No.
And when I seen it, I threw it in the trash because I'm like, what is this? This is not meat, like for real, man. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people been having intestinal issues, gastric problems, and stomach problems and things like because
it is.
We're not eating foods.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna be going to the restaurant ordering. Let me get that air combo with a side pocket of air with a little bit of ocean water. Large size.
Easy on the air.
Easy on the air.
Like for real. Remember about 5 years ago, we were watching a video where I want to say it was China. They were making salads. And they were creating the lettuce.
Yeah, from like plastic.
Not even necessarily plastic. Whatever they were using to create that lettuce, like it was green. It looked like real green iceberg lettuce. And this was like 5-6 years ago when we saw that video.
It's a lot of stuff, man. This is you got to wonder why people getting sick.
And
the
like
way
you
that
said,
they
a lot
are.
of intestinal
Yeah,
issues.
and this is because we're not eating real foods. I messed up today. You know, I'm admitting my wrong, baby.
Confession session, guys.
Yeah, confession. I put a text out to the group text. I was like, "Hey, y'all, pray for me because I'm trying to get off of fast food. No more fast foods for me. I said, I'm gonna leave them alone." And so I sent a text in today, yo. I say, "Is Chick-fil-A fast food?"
That's not that. It wasn't Chick-fil-A.
Not Chick-fil-A. What I say? Cane's. Is Cane's fast food?
Oh,
My
boy.
son, hurry up. Yes. I was like, this nigga.
He just had to
ask you.
Is that a for real question? Yes, Negro, that's a for real question. Yes.
Hey boy, that cane sauce be busting for the 99 to 2000.
What are you talking, man? Say,
That
look
joint,
here, man. So,
that joint out.
but yeah, there is a high. I am going to. I was talking about this to a friend of mine the other day. Not only are we not eating real foods, they're putting addictive stuff in the foods too. There is no reason why me as a grown man would be craving Whataburger. I've caught myself, throughout the, on a certain day, I would say, man, I want Whataburger. I know I'm hungry, but my body is telling me I want Whataburger. What is it about Whataburger? Why am I craving a Whataburger? You dig what I'm saying? So it's things that they are doing. This, you know how like when you go in Walmart or in Best Buy and they got this music playing, it's a science behind that music.
Yeah, make you want to stay in there.
Yeah, make you
want
exactly
certain things.
right. It's a science behind exactly, yep. and they do the same thing with the foods, people. I have not yet started growing, but that is our next goal over here in the Shear house. We're going to start growing. But if you have not started growing, and if you have not thought about growing, at least think about starting to grow. Okay. The strange thing about this is that it's right here. It's right here. Where is it at? I lost it. The U.S. What is it called? The government food thing? USDA?
Or USDA?
USDA. They have allowed this here. So wherever it is here in America, we don't know. But what I do like about this here is that we have lawmakers and governors that are signing bills that are trying to prohibit it.
Yeah.
So, we could give some kudos and some shout outs to them for that, for the ones that are trying to prohibit it, man.
Yeah, this is
and for all the great things and wonderful things that the U.S. is supposed to be, we allow some of the most ridiculous and atrocious things in this country. There are other countries that don't even allow something as simple as Skittles.
Right.
And if they do allow Skittles to be sold, purchased, or whatever the case is, you're not going to buy a king-size bag. If you buy some Skittles, you're going to get 10 in a bag, and that is it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When I seen what it was, because I was like 3D printed meat. I know it's bad. I know what it's made of, but I read that article and read the process. 3D printed meat is made from cultured meat, which is grown in the lab, cell-based or cultivated. While it's created from the fat and muscle cells of an animal, the process does not require slaughtering livestock. No, I want my livestock to be killed and the meat taken out of it, not from his cell. Like, y'all keep on. It's going to be a whole bunch of teen wolves running around. Mid-game, bounce the basketball. They're going to turn into a wolf and dunk the ball. Keep on. Animal fat cells?
And the strange thing about animal fat cells, Ayob and Benat, I was explaining that to my wife. When you go into the law in the Torah, the fat is what the Most High tells you to cut and put on the altar and the sacrifice. Man. Why the fat? Because in the fat is where all of the diseases, where all of the bacteria, where all of that set. So he is telling you, put that dirt on the altar and sacrifice that. That's why we're not supposed to eat fat. You go to the steakhouse, get a steak. What do you do with the fat?
Trim the fat. The fat is taken out.
Turn the
If
fat off.
they done it supposedly for you, you take it out.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly. And
That-
so now here they are making meat with fat.
Making meat with fat from fat, and that's what I'm saying. And like y'all said, to land back real quick, make this point. That's why the uptick in intestinal diseases and stomach issues, bacteria is what gives you gas. That's why any beach whale that washes ashore or dead in the water, they say never go up to it because it's going to explode. Well, why will it explode? From the gases from the bacteria. They are no longer alive, so they can't dispense the bacteria, so the bacteria stays inside and does what? Blows up. So the same thing in our bodies, like he's saying. That's why the Most High would say, don't consume it. The Europe, everybody else, all the other nations, let them do what they want. But you Israelites, you better not consume any fat. Put it on the altar and burn it. You don't need to be, don't even throw it away.
Imagine a whale fart?
Oh,
golly.
But that's got to be the most diabolical thing.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't imagine.
Oh, whale fart?
Boy.
All right.
My bad.
I'm about to redirect this conversation, guys. We're gonna move on. All right. So talking about alliances and allies and the U.S. being nervous. So China says, pick me. Xi Jinping had one message for dozens of visiting African leaders: choose China. So Xi Jinping's message emphasizes China's commitment to deepening economic partnerships with African countries through investments, trade, and infrastructure projects. China is already Africa's largest trading partner, and this call for greater alignment reinforces Beijing's intention to expand its influence on the continent. Beyond economics, China continues to build political solidarity with African nations, backing many countries on global issues such as UN reforms and climate change. China presents itself as a partner that respects sovereignty and is not involved in domestic political affairs, which can be attractive to some African governments. What challenges does the U.S. face with China pushing alliances with Africa?
Oh, a lot. You see that smile? Yes, bring the help here to Africa.
The help.
Bring it here. We want all the problems. And Xi Jinping's like, oh yeah, we coming tomorrow, okay? So if along with civil war, that Russia is like the recipe is brewing for us to be pumping out millions to Ukraine and Israel over there for what they got going on. Boy, this is the last thing they need. Because if Africa can tell the US and Britain and the UK, we don't need y'all no more.
Man,
I know it. The Ruach moving. This is what Xi Jinping is doing. Xi Jinping knows who we are. He knows it. And he knows that Ham is our cousin. So he's saying, look, man, why are y'all paying? You're letting the US come over here and get the oil, right? To make money off of, right? And then they're taking your own oil, refining it in the US, then selling it back to you. Jinping is like, look, let us with our engineering. Y'all are smart as well, even more than us. You just don't know it. So let us engineer and teach you how to refine your own oil. You have the resources. You're not going to need the US and the UK to refine oil and all the other minerals. Let us teach you how to do it. That's what he is on. So in 5 to 10 years, Africa may be like, US, we don't need y'all no more. We good. We good. That's basically the partnership. He said, it's a partnership. And my last point, USA, hey, let's partner up. We need that copper, zinc, uranium. We need all the minerals, diamonds, everything y'all got. We're going to pay y'all and we're going to partner up. Then once they get and start making the money, what they do to Africa, they renege. Then they send 3-letter company spy agencies to go in and topple their people that's giving them the backlash to put their own people in power so they can keep power. Jinping is like, we about to put that to rest. We ain't doing it. We about to fix the game for real. That's what, when I seen this, I was like, oh, okay. And China has been quiet, but they right on time. They were like, we know when to do this stuff.
China moves strategically
and quietly.
China moves strategically. They for real law, man. And China, and the crazy thing about it, when you look at history, we are the reason why China is where they are right now. At one point in time, China didn't have anything until it came to the free trade market. And this is why many, I mean, that's a whole nother topic to deal with. But yeah, China, and when they got to where they are, they started, they used what it was that they got to their benefit. China is for real about it. Exactly. They're all about their people. America and UK has been over in Africa, man, for a long time, destroying that continent for decades.
Long time, man.
Robbing the land of minerals, making a test of people, test dummies, building military bases over there without permission, without asking. They just go over there and slap a military base up and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Colonizing cities and towns and countries at will. And now China is offering a economic stability to be partners, to have a relationship. That is what China is doing. And China is saying, not only will we win, but you will win too. And this is the crux of it. This is the beautiful thing of it, is that China is offering that entire continent protection.
That's it.
Protection from who? From the boogeyman. Everybody look at America as the boogeyman, man. Everybody do. Everybody but Americans. Over the next 3 years, more than $50 billion in financial support, the creation of 1 million jobs, tens of millions in food, and more importantly, like I said, military aid. Now, this is where the problem comes in for America, and Ayo stepped on it heavily. America is looking at eviction.
That's it. That's it.
That's Africa been wanting to do it for the longest, but they didn't have the power. If they go into partnership with China, look, there is no room for two superpowers over here.
Nope.
You over here robbing and stealing, taking and not giving. We over here partnering with them. It's time for you to go. Mama, there's a new man in home. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, this is the flip of that, though. I don't trust none of these countries.
Right.
This is the flip of that. How do things work with these countries with the international monetary funds is, look, we loan you money. Say Ayob is a country within itself, or in this case, a continent, and I'm a country and I want to partner with you. And I loan Ayob, the country of Ayob, money. And Ayob agrees to it. How this works is that Ayob agrees to it, and over a certain amount of time, you got to pay that amount of money back. And if you don't, you know what happened? I now with the default, exactly.
I own you.
I own you. There is no nation in the world right now that would not love to have ownership of the continent, not a country, but the continent of Africa. That is the most mineral rich continent in the world. So Africa, I'm not saying it would be dumb of you not to take it, but I'm telling you that you do need to be wise when you're dealing with China as well, because China, everything that shines is not gold.
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
Everything that glitter is not gold. You know what I'm saying? And so, and China has been flirting with Africa for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't have any qualms with it whatsoever.
Right.
You know, I believe that that it would benefit Africa a whole lot more than what America and UK has been doing for them.
Oh, absolutely.
So there you go.
Well, next topic of the night, before we go into our next music break. This one was a doozy, depending on your stance on depending on if you pay attention or not. But so last night was the first and likely only debate between Trump and Harris before the presidential election in 55 days. Lots of words were said by both parties when the moderators asked questions on topics such as economic recovery, healthcare, social justice, foreign policy, immigration, and women's health rights, to name a few. What were your top takeaways from this debate, and what should voters be mindful of?
Real quick, man. Both of them jokers bombed. If you I give both of them an F.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was terrible, man.
I'm real quick. This is my takeaway. So I seen how he didn't come out to meet her in the middle. She had to actually walk to his podium. So I already knew. I said, okay, the tension is high. Then the very first question, she totally dodged it.
She didn't even answer it.
Do you think we're in a better position than 4 years ago? Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I was like, see, I turned it. I was like, you know what, man? So after that, I turned it, waited for a few seconds, and turned it back. And she still didn't answer the question. She was able to lay out the plan on what she would do, but that set the tone for the rest of the debate. I'm like, she totally did not answer that question. My biggest takeaway was when he said the run spot run. He said they form policy so basic, it's like a run spot run. It's just basically nothing. And I thought about the book in first grade that everybody read, run spot run, and I laughed and chuckled. But my biggest takeaway, and I'm gonna throw it to you, sure. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, you good, brother.
Everybody's talking about the moment she paused and was gonna call him. She said, and this, she wanted to say it, but she said this joker right here. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she was gonna call him the M word. I figured, but she didn't. She just called him former president. So yeah, I totally think she was gonna call him something out of his name. That's the viral moment.
I missed that one.
She paused.
I missed that one.
She paused. You got to go back to catch it. She paused.
Yeah.
So, that's my take. I give him, like you said, I give him both an F. And if again, Hillary Clinton won all the debates and still lost the election. Debates don't win elections. They just give you momentum.
Historically, they have not. That is true.
Historically, they have not. If the election was held today, Trump would have still won. But she has, from way everybody's talking, she got that Taylor Swift endorsement last night after debate. The debate last night was for the undecided voters, and even a lot of conservatives. Leo Dunson, one of the church pastors that came to the truth a few years ago, he was on one of Trump's team that was paid by the conservative committee, and he even said that if he was voting today, he probably after the debate would have voted for her. So I
don't know how, man. What did she say that would cause people to vote for her? Like, you know, you heard anything?
There were a lot of things that she said. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
There were a lot of things that she said that appealed to female voters, which especially when she started talking about productive rights. That is a very hot topic. It's a very heated debate amongst a lot of women, regardless of what side of the fence they tend to be on. They don't like the idea of men or a man telling them what they can do with their bodies. So she was able to pull in a lot of women who didn't necessarily view her as their top choice based on some of the stuff she said last night, because she was like, I'm giving it back to the women to make those choices as they should have. She pulled in a lot of undecided people with that. She pulled in a lot of Republican female voters with that stance, believe it or not. She did.
Yeah. Again, Taylor Swift. That was when I seen that. I said, okay, that's the signal. A single woman, and at the end of her statement, you see what she put. She signed off single cat lady. What JD Vance said. Oh, we just got a bunch of single women with no children, and a bunch of cats. She signed off on that. So that threw the signal. Get on code, all single women with no children. Let's get on code for this woman. How are we going to let men tell us what to do?
One of the things I told my wife too with the Taylor Swift endorsement, people don't pay attention to how that's cheating as well. That's cheating. I don't care how you look at it. Taylor Swift is probably the most famous person in the world right now, especially over here in the West. And they'll tell you all the time that, you know, you're not supposed to talk politics, quote unquote, or your vote is supposed to be, you know, to yourself. Why is it that we need to know who Taylor Swift is endorsing? You see what I'm saying? Right. Because they understand. Exactly. That's exactly what it is, man. I don't care what you say, how you look at it, how you spin it. With Taylor Swift saying she endorses that person, that immediately went from here to there for that chick, regardless to what it was that she said, especially with that age group that Ayob is always talking about, that those new voters.
That's it. 18 to 25.
Exactly, 30. Man. You'd have no idea how that have impressed them to vote. Now, as far as the debate goes, I give both of them an L for real. Yep. Donald Trump did not handle himself well. He did not. He was funny as hell.
He was funny.
I'm not gonna lie about that. Donald Trump was funny.
That run, boy, that did it for me.
Kamala Harris, she did exactly what I say she always do. This, you know what I'm saying? The same thing that the Russian dude said.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did. The biggest drop, though, that Trump had to me, though, was when David asked him about Kamala's race. I don't know if you was looking at it then. This was the biggest drop of all to Trump. This was the time that he could have put Kamala on a spotlight if he wanted to. He asked him, do you question? He asked Trump. David asked Trump, do you question her ethnicity? And Trump's answer was, I don't care what she is. I just known her as not being black, but now she black. But if she want to be black, well, that's fine. I don't care. But what Trump should have did was, I remember when he was asked that question by Rachel. Yep. I can't think of Rachel's last name on ABC, but he was doing an interview with Rachel, and she asked him, do you think that she's only getting the votes that she got because she is black or something like that? And he said his answer was, I've known her for a long time, not directly, but indirectly. I never known her to be black. She was always Asian until now she is black. So how he could have answered David last night was, look, I was asked a question. If you want to come to me about this now, I was asked a question and I answered the question in an interview. So let's all of us collectively, let's put the spotlight on Kamala. Are you black?
And ask her.
He
fumbled the bag on that. He fumbled
the bag on that one, man.
Because at that point, she had truly.
She was nervous too when that came out, dude.
She knew it was coming. They know the questions of how
she was nervous.
So I think what happened, she was nervous and she did what she thought he would do, and she kind of saw relief. But here's the thing, that this is how she did, and this is why I think she won a lot of people over. She was a straight prosecutor. That's all it was.
Right.
Prosecuting a felon. You know how you be in court and you be sitting in there waiting on your case to be heard, and the prosecutor, the DA be going on, and you be like, this is so boring. But at the end, the judge ruled in their favor, and before you know it, you be like, how did they do that?
Right.
That's what she did.
Right.
She was prosecution.
Right.
She had a lot of
eloquent. And you know when she lying, everybody got little stuff that they say right before they lie, little things that they do. Mm-hmm. Kamala is, let me be clear about this.
You know she about to lie.
So my biggest takeaway from the debate, and I'll be honest, I did not watch the entire thing. It was hard to watch because you had a lot of Trump saying stuff that was just absolutely ridiculous.
But me and Gabe was checking that. A lot of stuff that he said that sounded so crazy was actually true.
No. I understand, but he didn't present it well. He didn't speak to it well.
He did.
Because she's a prosecutor, she has the gift of gab. She has the ability to say a lot of nice words, put them in the correct order, and say some things that make it seem like she said a whole lot. That's why I started this with, there were a whole lot of words that were said last night. So one of the things that she did, and I specifically listened to this particular part, this question, because I wanted to hear how she responded to it. If you get an opportunity, go YouTube the debate so you can see how she answered the question about the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. When they asked her the question about a statement that she has previously made where she said that Israel has a right to defend itself, she doubled down on the fact that she had previously made that statement, and then she never answered the question because they asked her, what would you do differently, or how would you have handled this? And all she did was repeat herself. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yep. She just kept saying the same thing in a different way. She never came out and said how she would have directly handled it. She just kept saying Israel has a right to defend itself, and that there were women and children who died. She just kept repeating herself over and over and over again. That question in particular, if you get an opportunity, go listen to that question and listen to her response. She never gave an answer on how she would effectively handle
I remember situation.
That. And if you pay attention to the entire debate, that's how she did a lot of questions. She never
answered nothing.
The question. She never gave you. She didn't give you any policies. She just said the only thing that she really gave you a response on that a lot of people gravitated to, or a lot of women gravitated to, is the fact that she was going to give women their rights back.
Right.
That's the only question.
She was strong really on that.
Answer.
She was strong on that.
Not give
I have a question for both of y'all though.
Sure.
For you and Ayo, quickly, because I know we got to move on. How and this, take out what I said earlier about leaders and their feelings with women. It's just her in general. Do you guys feel comfortable with her negotiating?
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. I don't even have to let you finish that one. Mainly because one of the things that stands out to me, whenever you start asking
what you say, yo?
Whenever you start asking her questions, one of the first things that she starts to do is chuckle.
Yeah. The other nations be noticing that too.
Yeah, that's what Medvedev said. He was like, man.
I just, there are some women that I would go into battle with.
Most definitely
into battle, because I know they're gonna do everything that they possibly can to win this. I am not comfortable with her, and I would not vote for her if I were a voter. I would not be voting for her.
She scares me, man.
Simply because she's black.
Yeah, she
that's
scares
what a lot
me.
of people are doing. They're voting for her because she's a woman, and they're voting for her because she identifies herself as black.
Right.
That's it. Man.
All right. Well, I knew that was going to be a little heated. So we are ready for our next music break, and when we come back, we are going to get into our Beyond Critical Race Theory.
Yeah, she knows Russian, because when she goes speak to Vladimir Putin, he gonna be over there talking Russian. He gonna be talking about her. She gonna be over there just laughing. Look at this.
This is Hezekiah Caleb.
Yeah, let's get it.
Giants in the land who really run the world. The earth is giving in their hands. Who got faith? discernment that walks when they feeding you. Making honey that beautiful lane. I'm like Caleb, don't care what they say. I'm a witness, he's sitting in his hand. Who can provoke him again? He sending signs at once. Who you think sending the thunder? Who you think sending the storms? Under his wings cover. We got the spirit of Caleb, we gotta be ready now. We do not care about no numbers. I'm gonna send him a stone. Goliath and fall in the nations, gonna see that he loves us. It's getting real. I really pray that we get it to seal. Ezekiel 9, he coming to kill. Crime regardless, don't care how they feel. That land was promised to us when they healed. They get offended, we giving the word. Mocking the righteous, we finally done turn. Ain't no way we looking back to that bird. I to the east, everybody goes, I got a slingshot. Getting so close to the lane. He about to bring back. He gon' sit in mighty aim. Watching these wings fly. We gon' trust up in this plane. Who got faith like Cain? Out that smoke like David. Who ain't scared to say it's Chinese in the land? Who really run the world? The earth is giving in their hands. Who got faith like Caleb? Who gon' trust in these commands? We know our Redeemer live if armor up and stand. Trust up in this plane. It's giants in the land. Who really run the world? The earth is giving in their hands. Who got faith like Caleb? Who gon' trust up in commands? We know our Redeemer live if armor up and stand. Trust up in this plane. Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David? Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David? Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David? Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David? Who got they know we waking up, ain't no looking back. We Abraham with the stars. They know we waking up, ain't no looking back. Messiah bringing us the y'all. They know we waking up, ain't no looking back. We Abraham with the stars. They know we waking up, ain't no looking back. Messiah bringing us the y'all. Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David? Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David? Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David? Who got faith like Caleb? Don't that smoke like David?
Yeah. Giants in the land.
For who that's willing? Yeah, that's my jump. Wow, look, I'll be on the treadmill. When that come on, I'll be on the treadmill.
Yeah.
The mean face, ready to go to war.
I bet that brother slept for 3 days when he came out the booth.
Not 3 days, huh?
That brother was asleep for 3 days. 3 days, 3 nights.
Like a matriarch out here.
Yes.
Roll back the tomb on him. Rise.
That a Christian said early Sunday morning.
Early Sunday morning. Is that 3 days or 2 now?
Right.
I'm gonna leave him alone. Man, we gotta. This is short but sweet. But when I came across this, I don't know if we got a picture of it. But it makes y'all know when you go into a state or a different city or town, how you see the mile marker and they have it. This right here makes you want to, like, there it is. This makes you want to read every mile marker you come across. I promise you, when you hear this short story about this, man. And I preface this with, I want to go and read a couple verses before I get into this. Like I said, this is kind of short, but it makes you think, not necessarily against Esau or the other nations, but it makes you think. We talk about Django and Stephen all the time. Who was that there on that nag, that horse? Come down. He ain't supposed to be on that. How we do our own. And this just kind of this hit home a little bit when I read this, because we all experience it. Even though, we got other nations against us, a lot of times facts is facts, and it be our own. It be our own, right? So let's go to Ecclesiasticus, or say Rock, 6th chapter, verses 7 through 10. That is Ecclesiasticus 6 chapter 7 through 10, and this is our famed BCRT, Beyond Critical Race Theory, which on the Truth Be Told Flats podcast show, Beyond Critical Race Theory equals Beyond Critical Race facts. This is actual history, an account that actually happened. So Ecclesiasticus 6, 7 through 10. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in thy day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. Think on that and let that hit you as I read this. August 30th, 1800. Gabriel Prosser postpones a planned slave rebellion in Richmond, Virginia, but is arrested before he can make it happen. Gabriel, today commonly known as Gabriel Prosser, was a literate enslaved blacksmith who planned a large slave rebellion in the Richmond area in the summer of 1800. Information regarding the revolt was leaked prior to its execution, and he and 25 followers were taken captive and hanged in punishment. Now, just listen. Think about those verses and listen to who actually leaked the information. In reaction, Virginia and other state legislatures passed restrictions on free blacks, as well as prohibiting the education, assembly, and hiring out slaves to restrict their chances to learn and plan similar rebellions. Diabolical. In 2002, the city of Richmond passed a resolution in honor of Gabriel on the 202nd anniversary of the rebellion. In 2007, Governor Tim Kaine gave Gabriel and his followers an informal pardon in recognition that his cause, the end of slavery and the furtherance of equality for all people, has prevailed in the light of history. Now, here's the meat of this. This is what I want you to really listen to. Gabriel planned the revolt during the spring and summer of 1800. On August 30th, 1800, Gabriel Prosser intended to leave slaves into Richmond, but the rebellion was postponed because of rain. Here it is. The slaves' owners had suspicion of the uprising, and two slaves told their owner, Mosby Shepherd, about the plans. Wow. He warned Virginia's Governor James Monroe, who called out the state militia. Gabriel escaped downriver to Norfolk, but he was spotted and betrayed there by another slave for the reward offered by the state. That slave did not receive the full award. Gabriel was returned to Richmond for questioning, but he did not submit. Gabriel, his two brothers, and 23 other slaves were hanged. Gabriel's rebellion served as an important example of slaves taking action to gain freedom. In 2002, the city of Richmond adopted a resolution to commemorate the 202nd anniversary of the execution of the patriot and freedom fighter Gabriel, whose death stands as a symbol for the determination and struggle of slaves to obtain freedom, justice, and equality as promised by the fundamental principles of the democratic governments of the Commonwealth of Virginia and the United States of America. In the fall of 2006, this Virginia State Conference of the NAACP requested Governor Tim Kaine to pardon Gabriel in recognition of his contributions to the civil rights struggle of African Americans and all peoples. There you have it, folks. Gabriel Prosser. The rain postponed it, and then the governor was able to activate the state militia. Why? Because fellow slaves leaked information about the rebellion. Prove free. Of course they did. And like I said, this This one really stung because I was like, okay, I'm reading it. Okay, typical. Some whites found out about it. Then I was like, wait a minute. Some slaves found out and told it, and then didn't receive the full reward after they told they was going to get it. It's crazy. What you guys think about that, man? Gabriel Prosser.
So I read a couple of things that what I have up here is supposedly what his flag was. This is rumored to be what he wanted his flag to be, the death or liberty. And then I also found a quick YouTube. It's almost 30 minutes long about his story. So if you want to go hear some more historical events related to this, you can go, and this is what it looks like, but it's Gabriel's Rebellion, and it's a quick YouTube video. It's about, like I said, it's about 30 minutes long, where you can go listen to some more information regarding this rebellion. But it reminds me of, was it Nat Turner?
Yeah.
In his situation where he was trying to rebel and he got sold out by another slave. We don't ever learn. I think I saw somebody put up earlier. Crab in the bucket.
There mentality. You go. And crab in the bucket that's mentality. Why I really, before I get your thoughts, Sheer, that's why I really wanted to highlight this, because what this highlights is, you hear Ecclesiasticus, the Most High through the prophets was telling us back then. And then here it is, 1880s and through slavery, and here it is still to this day, we have that same mentality. What's your thoughts, bro?
What it make you wonder what is wrong with us as a people?
What is wrong?
I was just talking to my daughter the other day. We was talking about Israel when we come up out of Egypt, and it was because the Most High had to let himself be known to them and allow them to understand that I can take care of you. Was one of the reasons he allowed us to wander in the wilderness for as long as we did outside of our rebellion, right? But I said, in our time that we're out there, they got to complaining. I remember the fish. I remember the cucumbers. I remember the leeks. Did Moses bring us out here for us to die in the wilderness? Then they began to get together and form cliques. We call them cliques. They began to make cliques and make them leaders. For what reason? To lead them back to Egypt, back to slavery. And it made you wonder what is wrong with us. Like, you are in bondage. You are in slavery. You see what master do to you every day. You see what he has done to your women. You see how he sell your children off. And yet when you got a brother that stands up and try to what you want to call rebel against master, you come and bring them right back to master. Tell them, we do this all the time. We overlook the story.
I think we lost him.
Judas was his disciple. He was his brother. He broke bread with him. And then the Messiah gave him time, several times, to understand what he was about to do, but that was what was in his heart. Then that goes back to what I'm saying. That's what's in our heart.
That's what's in our heart.
That Sirach that you read, man, the beginning of that, prove him first. And be not hasty to credit him.
That's it.
Everybody can look like a friend, and everybody can be a friend when times are good. But when the road gets shaky and the money get low and the times get hard, then see who is still standing by your side. That's for real, man. All Israel is not Israel, for real, man.
That's it. That's it.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, that was heavy.
All right. Well, that was another great one. This is probably one of
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it too, because I had a whole laptop breakdown. Yeah.
Wow.
Over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had
no.
my phone pulled up so I could hear it. I want to make sure I didn't miss that one. All right, so the last topic of the night. Ooh man, so this one is interesting. Um, this is Judge Kathleen Ryan. She is the probate court judge in Oakland County, and she's been pulled from her cases after being caught on tape making offensive comments. Edward Hutton, a court administrator, recorded their phone conversations without her knowing, capturing Ryan using derogatory language about David Coulter, the county's openly gay executive, and making negative remarks about Black people. Hutton, who had the legal right to record, reported the judge's behavior to authorities to keep the court fair. Ryan has been placed on paid leave with the Michigan Judicial Tenure Commission while it conducts its investigation. Although she's been on the bench since 2010, she hasn't made a public statement. Her lawyers are preparing to defend her in court. Ryan's family has a long history in the judiciary, with both her father and brother having served as judges. The investigation is ongoing, with public concern growing over whether she can remain impartial. So the question I wanted to ask you guys is, should the courts go back and review any of the cases that she has resided over?
Every last one of them.
Every last one of them. All of them.
That's a doozy.
Yep.
Every last one of them.
Because if she was saying this, not knowing that it was recorded, there's no telling. When she reviewed cases in her chamber before they come out, ain't no telling what she already presumptively judged in her mind.
That's right.
She's gonna do no matter what.
That's right.
And if somebody that done paid $8-9 grand for a lawyer to get out of a certain situation just because of the skin, the color of their skin.
That's right.
She said, "Oh no, I'm gonna just activate the sentence, activated 3-year sentence." When that person paid the $7 grand to get an attorney, just got a new job, done been out of trouble for a year, and now she's gonna throw them in jail just because of their color of their skin. That I promise you, out of the hundreds of cases, you will find a handful that's gonna be like that. So yeah,
more than a handful.
More than a handful. Absolutely.
And with her being a probate judge, handling wills and estates, guardianships, and things of this state, I'm more than sure you already know that they do not like us having land to begin with. They do not like us. They do not like us having estates and trust and things of this manner to begin with. I'm more than sure that there are a lot of people that have went through her court who have just been robbed of their inheritance because they went to the wrong court at the wrong time and came across the wrong person. So yeah, I believe that every last one of her cases should be tried. It's crazy to me though. If you look at the title of the article that we was reading, this goes to show you, man, that where we fall in line. And y'all can say, you know, I'm acting like Martin, you know what I'm saying, but that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. And even in the article itself, man, it's, you know, it's A then B.
This is the title.
That's the title of the article. Michigan judge loses docket after she recorded insulting what? Gay people and Black people. You see that? Gay people and Black people. Look, man, the dude recorded a conversation. I'm more than sure he was not recording her because of what she was saying about Black people, more so as it was about the gay people. You know what I'm saying? But all of it got recorded. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, you know, I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, to answer the question, every case, and she should never be allowed to sit on a bench again because you ran your mouth too much.
Yeah. With this being 2024 and with all the technology we got, they don't be thinking like What's wrong with them? They don't be thinking they could be.
She said she a new racist. I don't know. Maybe she thought she was immune. She said she a new racist. That's what she said. She said,
I seen the text message. I'm a new racist. I don't care about that.
Racist. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, new racist.
Maybe she thought she was a stealth bomber. You know, fly under the radar. You know, she ain't gonna get detected.
Right now, what I will say though, this is what a lot of people say Donald Trump fueled was this bravado of this white nationalist mindset. Somebody that really wasn't racist. You know, they dealt with people. You went to school and high school and college with both. Then when 2016 came, it's like all this inner stuff that you may have always kind of had, but really didn't deal with. Now it's like, yeah, they trying to stick myself. Yeah, I don't like black people. That's what maybe a new racist is. The whole Charlottesville with them marching with pitchforks, and I
love the way you reasoned that and looked into that, man. I just think they just straight out racist, but I sure appreciate that elaboration, man.
I tried to make it make sense.
Yeah,
maybe they were just racist this whole time, and
she's just a racist.
I think they probably been racist the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah. I'm a new. So what? She just woke up this morning at a racist. That what she's? I'm a new racist. I wasn't a racist. Yeah, I'm a new racist.
What you mean?
What you talking about, man?
I prefer people to be upfront about being racist. Let me know where you stand.
But you know, the sheet though is being pulled off on the whole system. What we have been saying, and I'm praying that people. The generation of Israel who is well off that don't know the truth, who for real believe, and Ayo played the clip of that senator. Was he a senator? The bald-headed dude?
Yeah, Senator Tim Scott.
There are so many black people in America that believe that.
Yep.
For real.
Yep.
Look at what happened to Tyreek Hill. I sent Ayo by knowing my wife about 3 different articles today of what white people done did and done said in high positions.
Yep.
It has not went away. It can't go away because it is the spirit of this place. The only way it is going to leave this place is it's going to have to get burned out.
Yep. It's going to have to. That's the only way.
It. That's
new
it.
Racist.
What? New racist.
New racist.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Guys, we have come to the end of our show tonight.
Man, wow.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah. It went by fast. It went by fast. Just a couple of closing out announcements before we hit our closeout song. The first one being we will be on a 2-week hiatus. We're taking a much needed break. We're going to come back in 2 weeks, better than ever. We have some new stuff that we want to implement, so we'll share that with you guys when we come back. I think it's going to be exciting. I think you guys are going to appreciate it. Guys, did you have anything that you wanted to say before I hit the song?
No, I'm gonna miss y'all.
I'm gonna miss y'all too.
I will tell you what would be, I will tell you what would be difficult when we start seeing articles hit the airwaves. We're like, if we had only had a show this week.
Oh man, yeah.
Because I know between the two of y'all be firing articles back and forth.
It might be a 1 or 2 or 3 Mo Talk. I mean, not Mo Talks. Truth be told, extras going in. I'm want to try to, and I need your guys' support as well. The Truth Be Told Flex Podcast family, I need your support. If you see some Truth Be Told Flex Podcast extras, they would not be long. Jump up in there, man. Help me, help me out. Let me know what you think about them. I won't be long. I go in there and do what it is that I do. Get on up out of there, and that's for the reason because it'd be so much news. We can't cover everything on the podcast.
No, it's
so I try to cover some stuff, Y'all may thank you. I be checking you out. You be checking me out. Yeah, I appreciate that. Ayob, I appreciate you as well. But yeah, so there may be some extras going up.
Oh, I'm going to miss your own. But I need the rest. I need the rest for sure. And I know y'all do too.
Man, I finna go put my pajamas on right now. I ain't gonna put them back on. I ain't gonna take them off the next Thursday. Nah, I'm just lying.
No, I was about to say, wait a minute now.
Yeah, that's what pink people do.
With that said, Twice Our Family, we will see you guys in 2 weeks, October 1st, same time, same channel. We'll be back. This is Hezekiah Almighty taking us out.
Whoa, 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 Almighty, 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 Creator, His blood inside me, We know that it works. Almighty, 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 Creator, His blood inside me, We know that it works. Who shall we fear? We got omnipotent, Almighty Father, the Father of Abraham, the Father of Isaac and Jacob, the Almighty. Why would we play with? He sent His Son for the nation, the covenant back in our faces. Y'all, He with us, don't care what we face. Where else we gon' go? We gon' trust in His word. Stay on that narrow, don't trust in no turns. Eyes to the east, everybody gon' learn. Put where your sins are, they all about to burn. Past overcoming, got the blood on me. Unforgiveness had to go, I got the love on me. All the leave, I got the peace, I got the dove on me. See the kingdom of y'all, I got above on me. Almighty, 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 Creator, His blood inside me, We know that it works. Scattered for many years, now we back. Mind been renewed from this world, we detached. The judgment is coming by His will, that's a slap. The wilderness is coming by His hand, that's a fact. The ark of the covenant, I but willing, that's a spot. Where He gon' get us? It was prophesied in the land, you was sold by His blood, you gon' rise, you gon' rise. Babylon falling, it all gon' go wrong. Keep them commandments, we tryna go home. Before you serve me, go serve Him on that throne. Walk as He walk, I'ma walk, I'm a clone. Where He gon' get us? Keep commandments, He gon' fight for us. How much she out here to light for us? Rhyme on, blow the right noise. Almighty, 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 Creator, His blood inside me, We know that it works. Almighty, 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 Creator, His blood inside me, We know that it works. Almighty, 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 Creator, His blood inside me, We know that it works.